Hi everyone, we are here to discuss about the various career options after MBBS. First of all, I would like to thank the management of Swami Vivekananda Medical College for inviting me to talk on this topic. My sincere thanks to my faculty, Dr. Sasikala ma'am, who provided me this opportunity. So we are here at the foundation course for 2022 MBBS batch. So before all these, who am I? I'm Dr. Venkatesh Karthikeyan. I'm currently doing my MD Community and Family Medicine from AIIMS Patna. I'm MBBS graduate from Velamal Medical College, Madurai. I'm the State General Secretary of IMA Junior Doctors Network, Tamil Nadu. I'm the IMA National Awardee for the Best Medical Student and the Best Medical Resident. I'm the National Vice President of All India Medical Students Association, Joint Secretary of Resident Doctors Association, AIIMS Patna, National Advisor of SNO TUFH, and the former Student Wing President of UNESCO Chair in Bioethics, Madurai. I'm a YouTuber as well, and I post videos which is useful for NEET PG aspirants and MBBS students. And I do run a Telegram channel where I constantly discuss topics related to community medicine, and around 3,300 people are there in my Telegram group, and we constantly discuss things, and this has been happening for the past 1 year. So this is all about me. So you might ask me, why are you here? I'm here because of the wide vision that your management has, that their students should be aware about the various career opportunities after MBBS. Though you are right in the first year of MBBS, this session will help you to get an orientation about the various career opportunities which you can do after your MBBS, and this will help you to sail throughout the next 5.5 years with a broad vision. I sincerely appreciate your management for taking such a step in order to help you to gain a wider vision. So, let's get straight into our session now. So, the most common option which people prefer after doing their MBBS is taking a post graduation seat. And the commonly preferred pathway for doing it is giving the NEET PG examination. NEET PG is nothing but National Eligibility Cum Entrance Test. It is more or less similar to the NEET UG examinations which you guys gave, where you will be having MCQs, and the marks will determine which college you're going to take PG in, which branch, and which degree you're going to take. It's all going to be dependent on that single exam. But I think for people like you who are recently joining MBBS, this NEET might be replaced by next examination, but more or less the concept remains the same. So for doing any post graduation, NEET is the mandatory step in order to get into that path. Okay. So this NEET PG will help you to get admission as an MDPG or MS or MCH. There are the direct MCH courses. For example, uh, there are 6 years MCH for pediatric surgery, 6 years direct MCH for plastic surgery, all those kinds. So whereas the MD and MS will be 3 years in most cases. And this NEET PG will also help you to get DNB seats as well. What is the difference between MDMS or DNB? The difference is not much, but the main focus is that MD and MS has teaching experience, whereas DNB you generally don't have a teaching experience, and the passing rate is a bit low in DNB. Okay, so what are the various branches? This list is inclusive of many, but this is not the complete list. So you might take MD in anesthesia, biochemistry, anatomy, derm, community medicine like I'm doing, forensic, emergency medicine, general medicine, pediatrics, pharmacology, physiology, PMR, psychiatry, radiology, ENT, general surgery, OBG, ophthalm, ortho, etc. So there's a wide range of degrees, and there are few degrees which are exclusively offered by some institutes as well. So if you want to explore something differently, then you should check in the internet what are the different degrees which you can do, which might interest you. Okay. So I do have a video in my channel about how did I decide which branch to choose after MBBS, how to find your dream branch. So I just spoke extensively in that video. You might go back there, and this will help you to decide which PG branch you can choose. Okay. And after deciding which PG branch to choose, there are a lot of videos available to help you uh, frame strategies to work towards it. Even I do have few videos in my channel, and there are a lot of channels, lot of toppers who have given their interviews. And if you just simply go and type in YouTube like NEET PG toppers interview, you will get hundreds of video. So I think it is essential for you to watch each one of those videos once you start your PG preparation. You might think that we just entered first year. Why should we be so much bothered about it? My kind request to all of you would be starting your PG preparation now or during your internship or after your internship is completely up to you. But you should be aware about what is happening around, how people study, how people think, how this doctor community work. So all those you should be aware, even though you're not interested in preparing for PG at the moment. So watching such toppers interview and such kind of experiences shared by people who already crossed this path will help you to get a better orientation, and this will change the way you look at things. Like for example, if you are reading anatomy now and a particular chapter in anatomy without an orientation towards NEET PG, then it will be entirely different from what an NEET PG oriented student would learn. So it will help you having one more dimensions of seeing things, will help you to remember things better, retain things better, and understand things better. So I would strongly suggest you to get oriented towards NEET PG, watch those all these topper interviews, and it will definitely be worth it. Even during my NEET PG preparation, every day I used to watch at least one interview given by a top. Okay, so this is a neat PG route. Yet another common route, but quite difficult route is writing the INICET examinations. So INICET is basically an examination, common entrance test for institutes of national importance like the AIIMS, PGI, JIPMER, NIMHANS, all these top national institutes. The entrance for this is not through NEET, it is through INICET examinations, but the pattern all is kind of more or less similar to each other, but the competition is very high when you are coming to these examinations, as these are central government institutes, and the quality as well as the pay scale would be much more higher than the state colleges. Hence the competition is also very much high. Okay. The preparation wise, there is nothing much different. But the thing is that these INICET examinations are more clinically oriented questions. Okay, it won't be a single liner questions. It will be like you will have at least 4 5 lines in each question, and attempting these questions would be possible only if you have a lot of practice and broader viewpoint. Okay. And similarly, as I told, you can enter into other institutes like JIPMER, NIMHANS, and PGI through the same examinations. Before my batch, for each and every central institute, we had separate exams, like separate exams for AIMS, separate for JIPMER, separate for NIMHANS. It's all making the process very difficult. But from my batch onwards, actually, I'm the first batch to give INICET examinations, which is a kind of boon for us. We need not travel extensively, we need not fill up multiple applications, and we need not keep a track of all those over different periods of time. So this INICET examination is a boon for students like us, so that we can concentrate more on the studies proper rather than these application process and all these administrative works. Okay. So next famous option after NEET PG and this INICET is general practice. Even after MBBS, you are legally allowed, as well as you can fairly do a general practice in your locality. And if you are from a third tier city or in some rural areas, then you can have a very good practice. You will see a lot of patients, and monetary wise also you will have a decent lifestyle. It's not that after MBBS you should definitely do a NEET PG, or you should get into central institutes like AIMS. You can very well practice and gain and help the patients. You can serve the community, and practice will give you a lot of confidence. Okay, so even many of my friends, they were practicing after the MBBS. It's not that you are going to practice forever. You can practice for 6 months or 1 year, whichever is convenient according to your family situation as well as your financial situations. And after a few years or few months of practice also, you can start your PG preparation and move accordingly. So general practice is another famous option after MBBS. Okay. The next thing is to prepare for foreign examinations like PLAB. So PLAB examination is for basically getting into United Kingdom, the medical system of United Kingdom. Another option is MRCP and MRCS. So this PLAB route is mainly for those who completed MBBS in India, and if they want to practice, if they want to get training in UK, then they can prepare PLAB exam. So you essentially it contains three parts. First step is to give the IELTS examination, where your proficiency in English will be tested through different components like speaking, listening, writing, and reading. And then step one will be an MCQ examination, which you can give very well from India. And step two will be a clinical thing like OSCE kind of thing, for which you will be needing to go to the United Kingdom. So after PLAB also, you can join as a junior doctor in UK and get training there, and you'll have a very good work-life balance. So the number of working hours is limited, and the pay is also very much higher compared to that of Indian standards. Okay, so even I was too much interested into PLAB, especially towards the end of my final year and during my internship. But still, due to financial reasons, I was not able to pursue it. If you are someone who is trying to have a better work-life balance and a better work culture, where you will be able to follow everything which is there in the algorithm, it's like in the guidelines, then you can definitely opt for PLAB, and it's yet another fanciful as well as a very rewarding option. Okay, and how to do that, I have few videos in my channel where I have been interviewing few consultants and few junior doctors from UK, and you can watch those videos, and there are many such videos and many such resources for PLAB guidance. Like there is a website called Road to UK, and there are a lot of Facebook groups for guiding students to get into UK. So all these you can make a use of in order to orient yourself towards PLAB examinations. The next examination is the USMLE. So USMLE is mainly a licensing examination to get into the US as a doctor, and this is more or less similar to the PLAB. But the thing is that this is quite tough when compared to PLAB, and it also needs a lot of money to clear the exams, to pay the fees, and enter into US. So USMLE is more rewarding but more difficult, and the training also will be very intense, and the work hours won't be much limited as in case of United Kingdom. So USMLE, again, there are a lot of guidance videos available in YouTube. You can go through it. There are a lot of blogs available. You can go through it and make an informed decision. And you can see in central institutes, mainly like in AIIMS, many MBBS students start preparation for the USMLEs right from their first or second year. So if you are someone who's wondering about getting into foreign countries for higher studies or for further practice, then you can definitely look into such videos and read those blogs to get a better understanding of how things work. Next option is to join in armed force medical services. So this is nothing but you are going to be a doctor in the army. When you are a doctor in the army, the amount of respect you get is enormous, and you'll be there as a medical officer, and you'll have some internal quota during your PG entrance as well, and you'll have all the facilities, all the benefits from the central government which any army officer would have, and life would be very good, and you'll have a powerful life when you are into army. As far as I have heard, the only limitation with being in army is the flexibility is quite low. You cannot, you will be posted wherever the government wants in different states, in different borders. You will be not having, you'll not be getting leaves that easily. So all those are there. But any branch or any career option comes with its own pros and cons. There's nothing like a perfect career choice. So, armed force is another career option you can strongly consider after MBBS. Next is the job in railways. I do have friends who do jobs in railways. They have a very cool, very peaceful life, except that again, you'll be posted anywhere. But it's a central government job. You'll have its own perks and own liberties. So this also you can consider. And everything is given in detail. If you just Google about a medical officer job in railways, you'll get everything you need. So I think I can just touch upon on all these things, and if you are interested you might further read into it by exploring in Google as well as in YouTube. Then the next common option, not common option, the next fanciest option, which very few people opt for, is going for combined medical service examinations. So it's like working as a doctor in different departments of the government. So people generally they do started getting attraction towards this kind of jobs because again it will be a peaceful life with the central government job and the job security is quite good. So combined medical service examination is yet another option which you can consider after completing your MBBS. Then you can do MTech in biomedical engineering. Like it is you are a tech person after doing MBBS with a medical background. So you can design equipments, you can design technologies, get the patents. There are some people who might be basically interested in engineering but got medicines due to pressure of parents or just because they got good marks, they will be doing medicine. So those kind of people who always wanted to go back into engineering field, they might do this kind of courses. So those kind of people can take such courses like MTech in biomedical engineering where the medical knowledge you already have will help you to explore the engineering creativity you have and it will ultimately benefit the patients and the society. So this is yet another option which is not much explored by people till date. And then you can get as a junior doctor into places like Dubai or Maldives. So it is again a very rewarding option. Career wise, you will be at the level of a junior resident, a junior doctor, and you'll get a position of a senior resident or senior doctor. Career wise, there is no much of a progression, but in the short term, if you are looking for a break or if you are looking for some financial support, you can consider these options because the places like Maldives and Dubai, they generally pay a quite good amount of money for junior doctors. So this option you can consider if you are not happy with the other options. So what is the next option? This option is gaining popularity in last 2 years. There's nothing but teleconsultation. So you can consult patients over the internet. It can be a part-time job or it can be a full-time job. Most of them do it as a part-time job and they earn between like 200, 300 or even 600, 700 in some cases. They consult the patients through various apps like there are different platforms, Clarinet, Practo. So all these platforms are there. So in these platforms, you can enroll in any one or multiple of platforms and give teleconsultation to the patients. So this again is gaining a lot of tractions, especially due to the COVID situations where people were not able to come out of their homes for consultations. So thanks to COVID, this new dimension of teleconsultation has boomed up, and this can be a preferred career option, at least as a part-time career option for those completing MBBS. The next thing is that working as a non-academic JR in some medical colleges. Non-academic JR, it means that you are a junior resident working in departments in different colleges, but you won't be doing PG. You are not an academic junior resident. You are a non-academic junior resident, which means that you won't be attending classes and doing academic stuffs, but you will be working for the department. If you're a non-academic junior resident in medicine, suppose, then you'll be seeing the patients, attending ward rounds, but you won't be forced to attend the classes which happens. So again, this is a choice for those who are not in a position to prepare for PG. For example, those who are too much stressed about PG preparation and they want some years or some months gap, and those who don't have a proper financial backup and they need to support their parents by earning money. So people in those situations, they might join as non-academic JRs in medical colleges as well as in private nursing homes. And then you can be a part of NGOs like Doctors for You. And there are a lot of NGOs, even my friends, my batchmates, they are doing very good activities. They reach out to the tribal people, they reach out to the what to say, disadvantaged groups of people and give them the medical care there. It is a very, very satisfying job, and you'll be able to make a big difference in the life of those people. So, working in some NGOs, you can definitely consider it as an option after your MBBS. Next thing is working in international organizations like the WHO, UNESCO, UNICEF, etc. So, working in these international organizations, will help you to travel the world, to get a lot of exposure, and financially also it's very, very rewarding. But again, the limitations are that you need to travel a lot in most cases, and it is going to be quite hectic. But if you are getting into places like UNESCO, then sky is the limit for your growth. You can do a lot of wonders, you can influence a lot of policies, and you can bring about a huge difference in people's life very easily. So even my friend recently, after completing MBBS, he directly got into a position of consultant where he is taking care of a program for a few districts in Maharashtra. So, when you are getting into such international organizations, you will be given in charges of programs like TB program or COVID vaccination drive. So these kind of things, these kind of in charges you will be given. You'll be made a program officer or consultant, where you'll be supervising and help in execution of the program and maintain smooth functioning of the program. So it's another attractive option immediately after your MBBS. And the next option, which is not so popular in India, is clinical research. After MBBS, you can opt to be a researcher. You can work with some pharma companies, or you can work with national institutes like ICMR, where you will be helping in the research field. Like you will be involved in development of new drugs or development of new techniques. So all this, take the example of COVID, development of new vaccines. So there's a lot of scope for research, and research is not fully established as in foreign countries. And in India, research is still in developing stage. So if you are opting to be a researcher, clinical researcher after MBBS, it's another good option which you can give after MBBS. Like if you are someone who doesn't want to see patients, if you are like more of an introvert kind of want to have a job within an closed room, you can opt to be a researcher, and it's a very good branch actually. So in order to stimulate the MBBS students right from their first and second year, and give them an insight towards research, help them to get oriented towards what is research, what is the research methodology, Indian Council of Medical Research, ICMR, has launched Short-Term Studentship, which is nothing but a program which will help you to kindle the interest within you towards research. So it's a 2 months program. You should write a proposal about any research topic. The ICMR will select it, and they will give you a stipend of, I think, around 50,000. So this will help you to understand how research works, what are the different steps, what are the challenges, and the certificate do carry value, especially when you're going to countries like UK and US for further studies. So I would sincerely urge you to apply for short-term studentship in your first or second year, and give it a try so that you understand how things work. How to do that, what is ICMR, what is ICMR STS, everything I have made detailed videos in my channel. You can go through it, and there are many other channels as well which will help you to get more insights into ICMR STH projects. Apart from my channel, I could see useful videos regarding ICMR STS in IAPSM channel, IAPSM eConnect channel. So you can just go through it and have a look at it. Okay, so the next career option is MBA. So MBA in hospital administration, in hospital management, is gaining popularity these days. So like doing this course will help you to get into administrative roles within the hospital, like medical superintendent, like dean, etc. Okay. So it's like you will be given the entire responsibility of the hospital, the entire running of the hospital, you will be responsible. And this is again a new field which is upcoming in the recent days. You can definitely give it a try. Okay, and many people started doing part-time MBAs after the MBBS and even after the post graduations as well. And what are the career prospects after doing hospital administration courses? That I have made a separate video where I have been interviewing the Vice President of Max Group of Hospitals, Chairman of City Hospital Erode, and National President of IMA, Dr. Vinay Agarwal. So you can definitely see that video to understand what are the different prospects post hospital administration, what is the work style there. All these you can get to know after watching this video, and there are quite some videos in YouTube which will be helpful to get you more oriented towards it. Next, masters in public health. So this MPH degree, people, they do prefer this. Not only MBBS people, even BDS people, after their BDS degrees, they opt for MPH, where they will be more oriented towards public health programs, policy making, and all those things. And this is also gaining a lot of attention, and the scope is quite high in countries like UK and Middle East countries. So masters in public health is yet another option. You can give it a try. Okay. Then you can be a part of Tamil Nadu government or any state government for that matter, and work in PHCs. Okay, so working in PHCs as a medical officer will again give you an opportunity to see to serve a lot of patients in the rural areas, and as a medical officer, you'll be seeing all the basic cases in all departments. You'll be conducting labors. You'll be doing autopsies as well. So it will be a different experience, and many people, they, after being an MO in PHC, they share that the experience was very good. It's very wide, and you will be having the power of what is it, directly treating the patient. As till internship, you will not be given a complete in charge of a patient. Like you'll be working under supervision of someone. Whereas suddenly after getting into PHCs, you'll be a medical officer where everything, every decision of yours is going to influence the outcome on the patient. So it's yet another interesting option, and financially also you'll have a decent pay scale and will help you to support yourself and your family. So getting into PHCs and being a medical officer there is yet another option you can consider for sure. Next thing is medical blogging. I don't think people do it as a full-time career, but part-time, many people started blogging like medical related information for the welfare of the patients. They post Instagram reels, they do YouTube videos. So all these kind of social marketing or like sharing your medical knowledge in social media platforms will help you to gain popularity, and this popularity can be converted into better clinical practice as well. So medical blogging and being in platforms like Twitter and LinkedIn, you need to start from now itself so that you'll be able to follow people who are experts in the field of medicine, as well as people will get to know more about you. So if you want being in Facebook and Insta as okay for casual purposes, but if you want to have a professional network, then just give a try for Twitter and LinkedIn, and it's definitely worth it. I got a lot of contacts via LinkedIn and Twitter, and I will urge you to be joining these platforms if possible from today. Okay. Next is the entrepreneurship. Okay, and more towards medical entrepreneurship in the lines of teaching. So there are various platforms like eGurukul, Marrow, Tripladder, NonAcademic. So all of them are more towards medical education. So it's a kind of boon. Like while I was in MBBS, I used to attend coaching classes where I need to travel extensively. A lot of my energy and focus would be spent on traveling and administrative tasks. I need to take notes, all these kinds. But now you have ready-made notes. You have app which has lectures from all the branches, all the specialties, in almost all the topics, and which will easily help you to get your NEET PG seat. So not only for NEET PG, even during MBBS itself, if you could afford for such apps, like it might cost anywhere around like 30 to 40,000 per year, but it's definitely worth it. When once you are able to subscribe to any of those apps, then you can go through the videos before your classes or after your routine MBBS lectures, so that it will help you to understand things better. It is not a replacement for traditional teaching, but it's a supplement for traditional teaching. So however, the clinical touch, seeing the cadaver or doing things hands-on will be more effective, but when it combines with this kind of online teaching, it will help you to go one step ahead. So so you should make the best use of these apps as well as your routine teaching in the medical colleges, so that you'll be able to understand things, you'll be able to widen your vision and grasp things better. And like starting such kind of medical education startups might be, and some teaching careers like that is yet another attractive option, but not everyone gets the chance. But if you could get a chance, then it is extremely rewarding. Okay. And next is the startup, where you can have your own startup. You can like what to say, design procedures, you can design instruments, you can do something related to medical education, you can do something related to teleconsultation, you can develop apps. So all these kind of fancy stuffs you can do as an entrepreneur. You can do startup, and once you are an entrepreneur, sky is the limit. So like there are people who do, like even the CEOs of Maro and eGurukul and other platforms, they are MBBS doctors, and they, instead of going with the traditional MDMS route or PLAB USMLE route, they opted to be an entrepreneur, and now they are doing extremely well. So this kind of entrepreneurship should be kindled so that it benefits the country as a large. Okay, so being an entrepreneur is yet another option you have after MBBS. Next, you can be a part of any health insurance companies where you will be scrutinizing the claims which are made by the hospital or the patient, and you'll be approving them. You will be giving second opinion to the patients. So those kind of jobs is possible even after MBBS. You can affiliate with any of the insurance companies like Star Health Insurance, and you can be an doctor in their insurance company. It is yet another option you have after MBBS. Next, you can be an author. This is again not a full-time job, but part-time you can be an author of medical books as well as non-medical books. Like recently, I have co-authored a book on PSM residency made easy, and there are doctors who write books. And being an author, it will again help you to gain a lot of traction. It'll widen your vision, and it's a very good experience. So you should develop the art of writing. You might ask me, I'm a first year MBBS student. Why are you telling me this? Or I'm just an MBBS graduate. Why are you telling me this? No, you can do. Like people make question banks, like they compile question banks and release it as a book. They share the strategies which they followed for clearing each year of MBBS, and they release it as a book or a video. So all these kind of things you can give a try, and it's definitely an interesting experience. So if you are if you are having good writing skills, then you should think in those lines. For example, towards the end of your first year, you can write a book. How did I crack first year? How did I got distinction in anatomy? So all these kind of things you can have, and it's an interesting part-time opportunity as well. Next thing is getting into the field of data analysis. This is where I'm quite interested in. So being a doctor, if I'm doing the work of a data analyst, I'm using my medical background as well as my data analysis background to analyze data which is more relevant to the patient, more relevant to the hospital setting. So currently I'm working on learning few softwares like Google Data Studio, Jamovi, Tableau. So these kind of softwares I'm learning as well as I'm teaching in my YouTube channel. So when you are teaching stuffs, it helps you to retain things better and understand in a much better way. So if you are an MBBS student, if you are a doctor, but with interest in data analysis, then you can opt to be a data scientist. You can opt to be a health data scientist. So, and this is yet another less or expert opportunity. Like, how can it be useful, you might ask? See, for example, we'll take the help of COVID situation. Okay. For example, if there are 100 patients, how many of them from which place have they been using masks? Have they been using hand sanitizers? How frequently they have been using hand sanitizers? And what was their viral load? What are their oxygen saturation? If I have all this data and if I'm analyzing all this, I can come out to logical conclusions, evidence-based conclusions as what are the risk factors for COVID, how to prevent further spreading of COVID, and all these things can be done with the help of data analysis. And health data science is an interesting, attractive opportunity which I myself was interested in. Okay, so you can definitely give a try for being a data scientist. Next thing, as we said, you can partner with startups. You can have your own startup, or you can partner with other startups, and it need not be full time. It might be part time as well. And this being in startups will help you to kindle the entrepreneurship spark within you, and it is definitely worth a try. Okay, you can do it. Next thing is that you can work for Q banks for platforms like eGurukul, Maro, or PrepLadder, and like many people work full time also for this. After MBBS, they join these coaching institutes and they assist faculties in preparing slides. the assist faculties in preparing MCQs, so that which is mainly for NEET PG. Okay, so this will help you to earn money, as well as this will help you to prepare for your NEET PG. Okay, so working in Q banks is yet another interesting option which you have after MBBS, and you can do something completely non-related to medicine. Like recently, a doctor, one MBBS graduate, approached me telling that he wanted to be in stock market. So he asked my guidance. I was quite surprised. Okay, you wanted to be in stock market, and he's quite confident that his passion is towards stock market. When you have such kind of strong passions and strong callings, you can definitely go for it. Where your medical background should be used for standing out in such field. And when you're in such different fields, even you can use your medical knowledge in that. Like for example, if you're in stock market, you can focus more on pharma stocks. Okay, so these kind of completely non-related to medical field options people choose. Okay, so it's not that you should always be doing MD or MS. They can do whichever interests you. Okay, and even another junior of mine is more interested towards becoming an IAS officer. Okay, so this administrative roles also, many people are getting interest these days, and you can explore it if you are someone who always wanted power, who always wanted to manage things and get things done. Okay, so I just gave you a broad overview about what are the various career options available. But which one to choose? That ultimately depends on what matters to you the most. Is it the peace of mind which interests you? Is it the money which you like? Is it the work satisfaction which you need? Or which is the power which you like, as in case of becoming an IAS officer? Okay, so that you need to decide, and it will take time for you to decide. Even it might take even 5 6 years to find out what you actually want, but you should be actively working on that. You should be actively asking yourself whenever you attend a posting, like if you are in medicine posting, if you are in surgery posting, if you are in hospital rounds. So every time you should ask you whether this is giving me happiness, whether this can be a possible career option for you. You should keep your eyes wide open, and this will help you to decide what you want to do after MBBS. So I believe you got a wide overview about what are the various career opportunities after MBBS. You can always get back to me if you have any queries. I'm active in Telegram, Instagram, and YouTube as well. Though I'm in other platforms, I'm not much active. You can contact me uh, even via my email, which I check almost every 2 hours. So my mail ID is 4852012@gmail.com. So I'm active in Telegram as well, t.me/drvkspm, and you can follow me in Instagram or YouTube as well. So hope this was a fruitful session. Once again, I sincerely thank the management of Swami Vivekananda Medical College and my teacher, Dr. Sasigala ma'am, for giving me this opportunity. Thank you, everyone.